All right, Mike, are you ready for top 5 you're wrong about?
Yeah, but it's going to be too short.
It's still 5.
Oh, yeah. Hey guys, I'm Tim.
Bob.
I'm Mike.
And this is Board Game Rundown. And today we're going to talk about the top 5 games Mike is wrong about. It's going to be a long list.
It's going to be a long list.
Long list.
I don't know about
Of
that. I don't know about that. I actually think you guys will agree with me on several of these, but you at home probably will not because many of these games have a following.
Okay.
That's the point.
Yep.
That's why you're wrong about them.
Yeah. All right. So, ducks flying
Oh, geez.
shoe. Yeah, right over my head there.
Is that what that was?
Just like that
Just
joke.
wait to see those damn batsmen.
Yeah.
My number 5 game that I am wrong about is Nemesis. So I finally played Nemesis for the first time this year. Holy crap, that game is way too long. 5.5 hours to play Nemesis at full co-op? Now, I know what people say, play Lockdown, or maybe Retaliation will improve it, or play semi-co-op. Then why have co-op as an option in the box? It didn't offer anything that I thought was interesting about co-op games. All right, should I move and then search, or search and then move? Well,
Yeah, why
Does
does
it-
it take
does
5
it-
hours to play?
does it
I know,
matter?
right?
No, because the game doesn't get interesting until somebody becomes the aliens and then start chasing you around. Then there's finally tension, but now they're just dragging the game out. You just want it to end because it's already been going for 4 hours.
So I have a question for you, Mike.
Yeah.
Have you played Lockdown?
Why? Well, if they would have locked down the mechanics and put out Lockdown first, and maybe not make the original version, maybe I would have went straight to Lockdown.
I'm going to go out on a limb.
And say that Retaliation might help. Oh, wait, I'm just
no,
going off of the other two things.
but I would go off of the recommendations of people that have played the game multiple times instead of trying to choose the one you really wanted to do and played it at 4 players semi-co-op, and you would have a much better experience. Yes, that game does have its flaws that Tim and I have talked about repeatedly. However, that is, in my opinion, the ideal situation to learn, especially that game.
Yeah. This is a game where, if at all possible, be aware of the people you're sitting at the table with. Not because, they're really good at like hidden traitor, but no, they take a really freaking long time to take their turn, even though they already know how to play the game.
Yep.
And you can do one of 2 things on your turn, or 2 things. It's just the order in which you do them, right?
Basically.
That game should never take that long.
No.
I also really, really hate the variable alien health.
That's my biggest complaint.
That sucks.
It does.
So,
It
anyways, Lockdown's a lot of fun.
Lockdown is the better version.
I enjoyed
So
Lockdown.
I was right. Should I move and then search, or search then move?
I think you
Wait.
should move on to the next number.
Yeah.
Number 4. A lot of people love this game and all of the different versions that it offers, but I've never found a version of Love Letter that I actually enjoyed. It is player elimination, the game. But Mike, it's only like 2 minutes of elimination. Yeah, that's too long already. Let me draw from this deck and then guess whether my card is higher than my neighbor.
You know, it's funny, Mike. You talk about this, and we did a list that's probably come out already. I'm not sure how this timing is going to go. One of the honorable mentions of games I own that are the worst games I own. Love Letter was on that list. Didn't make the top 5.
I'm right.
So
No.
unfortunately, I gotta give Mike that one.
No, Mike,
So
you are wrong
right.
about this. This game's fun. I enjoy Love Letter. Lovecraft Letter. I don't have Batman Love Letter. Everybody's like, "Ooh,
I
it's the
do.
best one." Yeah, whatever.
No, it's because it's out of print.
Yeah,
Out
right.
of print games get overhyped.
Yeah.
It's true.
Even regular Love Letter, I super enjoy. I think it's really fun. I enjoy the head games of like when you play, what are the 2 cards? Again, you've got 2 choices because you draw a card and you're going to play one of those cards in front of you. And then that's going to have an effect. I think it's super fun. It is an older game. It's not perfect, but Lovecraft Letter does some interesting things, changes some mechanics. But I really, really like Love Letter. I enjoyed the Star Wars one that I played, Jabba's Palace. Yeah, Love Letter.
I have
Super
the
fun.
Batman version, and it you could sell it for $70. Won't do it. I just hang on to it despite the people that really want that copy of the game.
Rude.
Yeah.
You're
You
wrong
should
about
trade it
that.
to Bob.
Yeah.
Just because Bob doesn't like it either.
Yeah,
I'll give
you
it to him
should.
for Andromeda's Edge.
Well,
We're
good
gonna
news
pass
is-
around that copy of the game like you
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
pass around my dwelling.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say I'll trade you a copy, Mike's copy of Dwellings of Eldervale.
Yeah.
For your Batman Love Letter.
I'll just sneak Love Letter under the insert.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. There you go. I like Love Letter, so yeah, go to hell.
I never really have.
Yeah.
My number 3. This is an old game, but it's got a following. This company has also made several other games in this universe that supposedly improve it. But one of my worst experiences in gaming ever was playing Boss Monster. Boss Monster is a game where you are building a dungeon and trying to get heroes to come to your dungeon and die as they go through it. But if you play the game poorly,
Mm-hmm.
you'll lure all the heroes to your dungeon. They make it all the way through, and then you're eliminated, and then you watch other people play the rest of the game for about 40 to 50 minutes.
Oh, so Bob, at risk of ruining this table with all of Mike's tears because he can't get good, maybe just play the game better and you'll decent time. Can we get a mop over here? Because little pee pants is having a bad time. Because I'm not good at Boss Monster. Listen, this game's fine. It's not amazing. It doesn't set the world on fire. But yeah, get good, son.
MCP pants in the house. That was one of the worst experiences I've ever had, was sitting and watching people play this game for 50 minutes because my dungeon was better because it lured more heroes.
Yeah, it was so good, but it didn't kill
saw
any
heroes.
of them.
Yeah.
You dummy! You're supposed to kill them, not just bring them all to your thing. No, I think Boss Monster is fine.
Yeah.
I have it.
I have it. I don't play it. It's not. I mean, I don't know.
Nobody does anymore.
I know. That's probably true.
Listen,
I'm
I
right.
didn't say I played it recently. I just said it's fine and get good.
Now there's Boss
Overboss.
Overboss. Yeah. I mean, maybe that improves.
I enjoyed the art of the cards. Right? It's very like.
Oh yeah, it feels very much like you're playing an NES game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The newer versions look like Super Nintendo games, and the
Uh-huh.
art I always thought was really cool. It's my favorite part.
Yep.
For sure. That's an appeal. A draw.
A draw. You
My number 2, Ark Nova.
Oh.
So I actually didn't think there was any way that Ark Nova could be as good as it was hyped to be. And I actually admitting that I was wrong about that because I started playing it on BGA. I didn't think it could be better than Terraforming Mars. But I think it is better than Terraforming Mars. I thought
is.
it was too long. Well, Terraforming Mars is long, especially at 5.
Oh,
It's
Stop
ridiculously
playing these
long.
games at
Go
5 players.
away. Good God.
I mean, and Terraforming Mars takes a while to get your engine built up, so you have to play with the Prelude expansion. Ark Nova already has a very cool aquatic expansion, and it's got polyominoes, which I happen to like. Now, I thought there was maybe a bit too much going on. Just means you got to learn a little bit more to get it played. But BGA really simplifies the play of this, and it is worth the investment. So
Yeah.
I didn't think it could
outwardly
live
admitting.
up to the hype, but I think it's
Okay.
a good game.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you're able to admit you're wrong. My biggest complaint about that game is the action selection that is really good on it. Right, I have those cards. They
I
power
love
up.
that action selection.
I first saw it done in the Civilization of New Dawn, and I feel like they get 0 credit for that. I feel like
Ark
Ark-
Nova
yeah.
came out first. Then. Oh no,
No.
no, Civilization New Dawn.
New
Yeah.
Dawn.
I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
was thinking about.
That is a great mechanic.
completely
Yeah.
different game.
Yeah, and when people came out and they were like, "Oh my gosh, look at this! This is so cool! This is so cool!" It's like, yeah, it's been done. It's cool. I grant you, it's a cool mechanic, but don't give them the credit for it because they feel like they didn't invent it. And
Oh
that's-
yeah, for
yeah.
sure. I can see that.
But it's still just tag chasing, which is not my favorite mechanic.
Tag chasing.
Just tag chasing.
Yet you love Earth.
I do enjoy Earth.
tag chasing.
Well, you had your opportunity in your video, Tim. I would have proved you wrong.
I
on
wasn't doing overrated games, which Ark Nova
stay
could have
tuned.
been on.
Yeah, Ark Nova is overrated. It's not in my top 50. I think it's good.
It's
but
good.
It's not,
People are a little too excited about
it's
it.
not even in my top 100.
Same.
I think it's fine. It's fine.
I have to look to see where that's a thousand on.
Yeah.
It might be 100.
It's fine.
It's up there.
It's a good game. I don't think it's a bad game, but
Right.
I still do think it's overhyped.
Yep. But I would reach for it to play.
But I didn't think I would like it at all, and I do. My number one. We reviewed this earlier and got a ton of hate for it. Tell me why I'm wrong about Arks. Please tell me why I'm wrong about Arks, because I get what the game was supposed to do. It was supposed to take trick taking as an action selection mechanic and blend that with some player interaction and some player powers and some battle mechanics and restrict your actions as you play the game. But that can be terribly unforgiving, and you can have awful experiences playing this game, and the restriction of actions actively stand in the way of enjoying the game. Is it a well-designed game? Yes, but it's not always fun to play. In fact, it can be painful to play Arks, especially because as you're already restricted by what suit you can follow or not, you become more restricted as people take your leaders and people destroy your ships, and there is no way to come back at all if you get your fleet destroyed.
I think a couple of things that I would say about Arks is that I was not a big fan. We did kind of diss on it quite a bit because we've played the game multiple times. It wasn't super enjoyed by anybody in our group. Calling it trick taking is almost like a misnomer, right? That's like cat in the box. Calling cat in the box trick taking is not trick taking. It's not the main mechanism. Do you have cards? Yes. Do you play them and you're supposed to follow suit? Yes. You can flip your card over to change, the card you have to the suit that was led, and that's fine. But
I need to rename that mechanic.
Yeah, there needs to be something else. So because it's not
Suit following.
Yeah, it's
Suit
very
following.
misleading to call it a trick taker because it's not what you're doing. You're not there to try to take the trick. Now you can play a card to beat the number that's on there, and that's all well and good, and you get to do stuff. You don't have to beat the other people that are highest, right? Like, so if somebody plays a 2 to lead, somebody else plays a 4. As long as you play a card that beats the first player, you'll get to take like more actions, right? Because that's the first player is the one you're kind of like against per se. And it just, yeah, I didn't feel trick taking to me, and so I felt misled by that being on there. And then, like Mike was saying, like there were times when I was specifically stealing his agents and keeping them, but then not picking that to be one of the items scored, so I had to return them. So it was like multiple chapters where he was just short units because I wasn't choosing to make that one. And now he could have chosen to score that, and then I would have got a bunch of points for it, but he would have got his guys back. And so I guess trying to balance that out can be tough, but
Yeah, but just because that's the way you get your guys back doesn't make it like a great mechanic, because it feels like crap.
Yeah.
Like, I've got to benefit you.
You have to take a whole action to give up your
Yeah.
turn, like your lead,
No,
to
that's a
make
bunch
that a
of
win
feels
thing
bad.
to get your guy back.
That's a bunch of feels bad,
Mhm.
is what that is.
You play a lot of suboptimal turns.
Yes.
You're doing things you
Super
don't
limited.
want to do to either score something you want at the end of the round, or
Yeah.
it won't score at all, or just to get figures back. Lots
now,
of
you
feel
throw
bad.
around suboptimal turns like it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Listen, I love taking suboptimal
We know.
turns, but
yeah, he's all about
not
it.
because it's detrimental or intentionally detrimental. It's just because you're a bad player. But yeah, I just think that level of feel, like I'm forced to now do this action, waste this thing, where not only are you going to get to do what you want to do to further your game, but now I have to also give you points.
to get your people back.
Yeah, that sucks.
Well, and the other thing is that if you've played any kind of a card game, it happens. You get 2 suited, and if of the 2 suits you have, you don't have the suit that has the action that you want to take on it, you're screwed.
There's no mitigation.
The only mitigation you have is if you have a planet that can give you that resource, you could use it as one of like a prelude action, I think it's called,
Yep.
at the start of your turn to spend that resource to be able to gain it. But if somebody comes in and takes that planet from you, now you can't even gain that resource to mitigate it, and then you're screwed. You got to hope somebody leads it so that you can put your card face down and copy theirs. Then you only get one instance of it, and that's it.
And those resources can be stolen in combat as well.
Yeah. So okay, I got those resources. Like, okay, I'm gonna move in and I'm gonna take all those resources from you. Okay, so now I can't put agents out to take cards. I can't try to move. I can't try to do combat myself to try to take some of that back. And
it just sounds. And I haven't played
brutal. It takes
so
a long time.
let me put it out there. I have not played this.
I played like 3 times.
But it sounds like rich get richer. With some of that, because again, right?
It can be. If you have a crappy hand, then yes, you're basically just at the mercy of everybody else.
Yeah, and again, when you know that your whole turn is going to be junk while you're watching everybody else do some awesome stuff, if
it can be a whole chapter.
If you aren't like more ahead or already ahead, you're especially
waiting for somebody else to win.
Yeah, that sucks.
It does.
And it's not a fast game, right?
No, multiple hours. 60, a minimum 60 if you're playing super fast. Most of our games were 90 to 120.
Sure.
Yeah. I think we had one game that went like 3.
Yeah.
There was also a game we played where I got out to a nice lead early. I scored 10 points. I think with 4 players, it's either 23, 24, 27, somewhere in there.
Early 20s.
Triggers the end game. I never scored again because once I got out to a lead, everybody came after me. Spencer destroyed all my ships.
I held
Bob
on.
took all my
guys.
agents.
Yep.
So now of the actions I can take, there's one less I can do. I scored 1 time in the second round and never scored again. I was playing like, it was like, oh, I have the points, but I can't do anything I want to do for the rest of the game. It's just full of really bad tons of feel bad moments. And I've played a lot of games that limit your actions. Randomness determines what you can and can't do. And there is very little mitigation. But you also don't add on the fact that people can completely destroy what you're doing. I like mean games and I like take that and I like randomness too, but Arks didn't work for me.
No.
Yeah, it sounds like a game I wouldn't like. Just based on all of that.
But it's got a ton of fans, so tell me why I'm wrong, please. Come on.
Because it's a leader game.
Bring it.
Yeah, no, Mike, you're supposed to pick games that we didn't agree with you on.
But wait, we were supposed to play it 10 times and learn the nuances.
That's what it was.
And then we were supposed to play the campaign. I'm sorry, but if you already blew $60 on the game and then 30 more for the expansion, which threw minis in there that actively make the tilting the mini over harder to track because they tip over easier. If you didn't enjoy all of that after 10 plays, then add in that campaign expansion.
That'll do it for you.
Yeah. Tell me why I'm wrong, please.
Well,
Arks didn't work for
I
me?
can tell you about the other ones. I can't really tell you about that one.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, this has been top 5 games why Mike is wrong. If he really got you, if he really made you mad because he's a big old doofus, then get on the Discord. Join our Discord. Tell him why he's wrong. Comment on this video. What game is on his list that you love? He's wrong. He needs to get better at, not suck at.
Well, let me ask a blanket statement.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm really disappointed because if you watch these guys' list, Champions of Midgard is not on either of your lists. That game is terrible.
Tim, what you surprised you have that on why you're not?
Yeah,
wrong.
I forgot about it.
I didn't like it either. I didn't like it either.
Oh, okay, good deal.
I defend that game.
Good job. Anyways, hope we're having fun here, right? These are games obviously that are very popular. People love them, and I'm glad they do. There's a every game has a place in somebody's collection. So we're just having fun here. Come at us, tell us why we're wrong, and hopefully you've enjoyed this little series that we've done. For the Board Game Rundown, I've been Tim.
Bob.
I was Mike.
He's so wrong.
I was right.
We'll see you next time.